What's up, everyone? Kevin Walsh back here for the New York Sports Machine. The 2015-2016 NFL season is almost over. Broncos and Panthers will be battling it out this weekend for the Super Bowl, which means a lot of people's attention is now going to be turned towards the NFL draft. That is obviously at the back end of April. We just had the Senior Bowl. The Combine is not too far away. And, here we're going to be giving you a lot of coverage, position rankings, mock drafts. That's all going to be coming within the coming weeks. One of the things, though, about mock drafts is you don't really predict trades as far as, teams swapping picks, because you have to kind of, keep people at where they are going to be selecting for now. All those trades don't really happen till the day of. There is one trade scenario as far as two teams switching picks that I think makes a lot of sense for both sides. And I think it would be the Titans and the Cowboys switching. Titans have the first overall pick, and the Cowboys have the fourth overall pick. Now, the Titans are in a position where a lot of people think that they should maybe go and get Joey Bosa, who people see as the best player in this draft, a dominant defensive end, and which is something that's becoming a lot more coveted in this league, being able to apply that pressure. And the other thing, though, that they could be going after is offensive tackle Laremy Tunsil out of Ole Miss. A lot of people like him. They think that he is ready to lock down one side of someone's offensive line, and obviously protecting Marcus Mariota is extremely important for the Tennessee Titans moving forward. He had some injuries that he suffered in his rookie year. A mobile quarterback like Mariota, you want to make sure that you can protect him and keep those defenders off him for as long as possible. Now, the Cowboys on the other side of things, there are so many different directions that people can see them going. Some people think that they should get Joey Bosa if he falls to 4, but will he actually fall to 4? Some people like Miles Jack, the linebacker out of UCLA. Some people like Jalen Ramsey out of Florida State, who can either play safety or corner. He looks to be an elite prospect at maybe both positions, and you don't know which one you had the versatility to put him in at either one. Some people have them going quarterback. And if you look at what the Green Bay Packers did when they had Brett Favre, they draft Aaron Rodgers, they groom Aaron Rodgers, and they didn't miss a beat. Brett Favre goes and Aaron Rodgers steps up, and the Packers have continued to stay relevant and been one of the best teams in the NFL. And sometimes when you lose your starting quarterback, you can go, you hit a real dry spell, and it takes a while to find one. There are NFL teams that it feels like they've never really had a good quarterback, and that's why they're always at the bottom of I should say the top of the draft. So maybe they want to get into the person who could be the backup to Tony Romo, let them learn under Tony Romo, and also kind of admit to themselves that there's a chance Tony Romo goes down, and their backups this past season were rough. The problem for the Cowboys is you don't know who's going to be there, and I think that in order to make sure that the fans are happy, you need to make a logical pick here. And I think the Cowboys had the chance to move back or move forward, but they move forward, and they can then pick Carson Wentz out of North Dakota State, who people loved after the Senior Bowl. Even though he wasn't a Division I quarterback, he has really impressed, has all the measurements. And a lot of people think that the Browns might be taking him at 2. So they might need to be picking at 1 in order to get Carson Wentz. And then the other player who I think all the fans would love to have would be Joey Bosa, widely known as the best player in the draft. If they are able to get Joey Bosa, the fans would love that, and then they would really say that they've made great use of this. And I think that that's why them moving up to 1 makes a lot of sense. Now, the question, though, is, well, are the Titans really willing to move back? Last year they had the 2nd pick, and everyone knows that the Philadelphia Eagles really tried to get that pick because Chip Kelly wanted Marcus Mariota. That fell through. They weren't able to get that because they coveted that pick. I don't think that they necessarily need to covet this number 1 overall pick as much, because I think that the right pick for them is offensive tackle and protecting Marcus Mariota. He's their franchise guy. He's the guy who's going to bring the Tennessee Titans back to relevance, especially in the AFC South. And after looking at this year, it's a division that, maybe not next season, but the Titans could be a few pieces away from being able to really contend in. And let's just say, if let's do a little mini mock draft in our heads right now. Cowboys go Joey Bosa at 1. And the Browns at 2 take Carson Wentz. Now, at 3, you do have the Chargers, who could be going offensive tackle, but they could also I think it makes a lot of sense for them to be taking Jalen Ramsey. Eric Weddle is it's almost a foregone conclusion that he will be wearing in New Jersey next year, and they need some secondary help. But even if they go Laramie Tunzel and they take the Ole Miss prospect, Ronnie Stanley out of Notre Dame is still a extremely talented offensive line prospect who can play tackle for the Tennessee Titans right away. And I think that gives them flexibility, and it allows them to not have to worry because at pick 4, they can definitely get one of those two. There's no chance that they're both off the board. And I think that also they would then get some pieces, obviously in return from the Cowboys, an extra draft pick. And when you're a team that's rebuilding like the Tennessee Titans are, it makes perfect sense to get as many draft picks as possible. But, who knows if the teams will get the move done, if the Cowboys really value taking either Bosa or Carson Wentz or someone else at 1, if the Titans are really willing to move up with that pick. Comment down below. Let me know if you think it's a good idea. Any other trade scenarios where you think teams should be swapping picks, leave those down below in the comments. Going to give you plenty of draft updates in these coming months. Kevin Walsh for New York Sports Machine. I'll see you guys next time.